llama milk?
Is that what?
Cambodian breast milk.
Is that what? Excuse me?
Oh, you can.
We are live.
Uh-oh.
Oh, welcome to this live edition of Road Trippin'. Obviously, it's Game 3 of the NBA Finals. And for those of you who have been with us rocking since 2017, you heard his voice. He is here. He has arrived in Los Angeles. Channing Frye's in the house. Devin Harris. You said what?
I shall bless you with my presence here.
We're so excited. Just kidding. Devin Harris is here. Chris McGee is here. Geeter. Why did I say Chris McGee? We've got everyone in the house. I'm Allie Clifton. Obviously, as we know, Kendrick Perkins will be joining us here in a moment for the third and half the fourth. And then Richard Jefferson will be stopping by post-game as he continues to call the game, which, guys, let's get right to it. For those of you that are in the chat, we're waiting on you, Mo NYC.
Yeah, I got clean socks on today, Mo. I'm waiting for you.
The ankles is out.
Ankles is out, though. It's Cali.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like on YouTube. We have a goal of 100,000 subscribers before the finals are over. We are so close.
Where we at?
We're almost at 98. Okay, so we are close. We would love for all of you to help us out.
If this goes 7.
If this goes 7, which very well could.
Don't say that. I got to work.
Perk is calling me as we speak. Shall we answer it?
Hey,
Perk, you are live on Road Trippin'.
Allie,
Yes.
they didn't treat us with the best hospitality. I'm trying to find a spot.
We and all of the audience is waiting for you. So you do your thing.
I'm trying to find a spot. Let me see where I could go. I might just go from up here. It might be loud.
Just go join the booth with Rich. Start calling the game and give me shout outs to Road Trippin'. No big deal.
I'm about to come in right now.
All right. We appreciate you. All right. What is the score of the game? I see that we've already called a timeout. What's going on? Thoughts of first
OKC
half?
went on a run.
Okay.
Early. I mean, what you would expect.
Yep.
I just feel like these games, there's so many micro coaching adjustments. And then it's like, these teams are so good. And their benches are so important that when somebody makes a sub, that 6-0 run, that coach is he's not letting it get to 80. Like, stop this. We're adjusting. We're doing this. And that's like, I think basketball junkies love this about the game. Is that they go, oh, this is working. The other coach sees it. Timeout. We're not letting them do this. Make them go somewhere else. And I was telling somebody like Rick Carlisle, to me, is one of the best Jenga coaches.
Yes.
Because he'll just poke at something. I'll say, oh, this works? No, okay. But I already got that piece out. And so for me, this is a mental thing about who's going to be ready to make big plays. And I think I've seen big plays early. They wanted Lou Dort to make shots early. He made them. Then they said, okay, he's going. They started to go at Chet. Chet was moving, as Perk says, them puppies. But then he was going at them offensively. Haliburton has been a little bit more aggressive, but not like, I just don't think he can ever be the scorer. He's never going to be the Jordan-esque scorer that people want him to, like, oh, take over the game. He takes over the game by spoon-feeding people. And then, obviously, Obi Toppin had a solid first half.
Well, the criticism with Haliburton isn't necessarily that he can't be the scorer, but he has to think score first, which will allow him to better spoon-feed people. Because when people think you're pass first guy, they're not going to respect your scoring ability. And we saw that in the first two games. First half came a lot more aggressive, and then that should open up things for other people. So they have to at least have to pay attention to him from a scoring standpoint, and then that should open up the floor for everybody else.
Can I ask you one question? On the opposite end of this, because obviously I played with Steve Nash.
Right.
If he's able to get his teammates open and get them opportunities, won't teams say, well, we'll make you a scorer? Instead of you saying, if I go score, people go, well, we're living with you getting 40, right? So the opposite of that is what Steve used to do. Is like, get me open because then you'll be open. They'll make me score. And once I start scoring, then they have to adjust and we get to go back to doing what we're
obviously
doing.
Going against Dallas like we did. The point of us was to make him a scorer. Right. And take away everybody else because, if Steve gives you 40, which he's done, you're still in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if you got other guys, 30 here, you know what I mean, and he's killing you with 18 assists, that's a lot harder to guard than you keying in on one guy knowing that he does not want to be a scorer. That's not necessarily what he wants to do on the floor.
He's one of the all-time greats at knowing the pulse of what the team needs.
It's crazy.
It's crazy, right?
It is.
You and I were talking about the 2010 series, Western Conference Finals that you were playing and I was covering. And, I mean, Steve was masterful. in that series. I know he was lost in 6, but it was he was.
No. But I think all those like how we lost and who we lost to, you can go.
Hey,
We
family.
talked about Kobe's game and that's going 7.
We're like, yeah, brother. When you double team somebody, you know.
Real quick, I don't want to stop you guys, but I think Perk is literally in the building. However, you probably can't hear us. But we don't have your camera on.
I see him. No, I see him.
We
I
see
see
you on
him.
our side, but can you turn your camera on, Perk?
No, I
Look
see
at him yelling
talking.
at us. By the way, Yells in the chat said we need a Road Trippin GoPro on Perk at all times.
Dude.
Which would actually be hilarious.
His IG of walking through the stadium was awesome too. He's walking
It's
through.
so good.
It's
He is
crazy
trying
what
to tune
TV has done for a lot of guys' careers and like in their voices. It's funny. It was like, oh, can't do TV and basketball, and now. Is that
Can y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, there you are, Perk. We got you.
Can't see your
There we go.
face.
Hey,
Can you turn
I
the
had to
camera
come
on?
Now look, we ain't in Oklahoma City, so I don't have my office there. You get it? So I got to make it do what it do. But I had to jump in and say, I miss y'all. Hey, Shannon, welcome to work. You made it into work today. I'm so proud of you. So proud of you.
Thank you. You know what? Listen, sometimes you know, I had a plane ticket. The weather was nice. They said there was some free wine. I had to hop up.
He brought his wine
Hey,
too,
listen,
Perk.
Don't, like typical, I got my chicken tenders. I got my burger. What's going on right now? I had to pop
We
in.
need a green
though,
room for
Allie.
Perk.
Oh,
I
we
had
need
to
to
pop in for a minute. I can't hear
We
y'all, but I'm
appreciate
about to
you.
make my way. I'm going to get in the fourth quarter.
Okay, we appreciate you and
Thanks,
we will
Perk.
be here. Enjoy those tenders.
You know,
There's
okay,
nothing like chicken tenders
Chicken
at a ball game, by the way.
OKC had that fast start in this game, and then they have fast start in the third. It was that Pacers bench chanting that to me was so impressive in that first half.
Yeah, man.
Mathurin, TJ,
TJ was huge.
Obi.
TJ was huge. And I was like, this is a great compliment, but he is a pest.
Oh.
He's a pest because he's challenging. You're like, he doesn't really have a lot of, he moves. He just has a straight line drive, and then he's always putting 2 feet in the paint. As a non-shooter, that's kind of crazy. And then you're like, what is he going to do, even though he has like 3 moves? He has the Nash and turnaround shot, the Nash, this guy, the weak side guy, the kick to there, then roll. But like he
Keeps his dribble.
always keeps his dribble. And then also, he's a change of pace guy, meaning however Indiana's playing, as fast as they think they are, times that by 10. So a guy who did that for us was Leandro Barbosa. What? He would come in the game, and I'd be like, all right, feet, I'm so sorry. Here we go. He just running. And it threw the other team off and gave us that 6-0 run, 10-0 run, whatever we needed.
He did it
to
for the
get back
Warriors
in it.
too.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Oh, God.
You think about TJ McCollum, you think about like what's his superpower,
Yeah.
right? What does he bring to the game? He plays harder than everybody out there at all times. 100%, picking up full court. We saw him two steals in the back, being that pest. He's got a little mid-range game too. I know you say you can't shoot. But he
Can't shoot threes.
He can't shoot threes, but he's
dude,
got
the
that mid-range is his own point. But he's a pest, and he brings the level of energy up every time he's on the floor.
Dev, remember we were watching game 2 and we were talking about how neither of those games, even though they won in that fourth quarter and they won game 1, the pace was not what you're used to seeing from Indiana. This seems more the pace. They had only 4 fast break points, I think, in game 2.
Yeah.
They were running more in that first half.
Second quarters, especially when Shea was on the bench.
Yeah.
Do you guys have a teammate throughout your careers that was like a TJ McConnell?
Yeah.
Who?
JJ Barea.
Oh,
It's a good
JJ
one.
Barea.
Killed. Oh,
killed
I
us.
hated that high screen and roll.
He would you.
What is
oh.
that? They used to call it like the Spain action because of I don't know why they said Spain action, but it was dude, who used to run that from San Antonio? Manu Ginobili.
Oh, Ginobili.
Yeah.
It was awful trying to guard that in the playoffs. But dude, JJ used to do this with Dirk.
Yes.
So you had to back up because he
Yes.
was
Yeah.
coming at you crazy.
Dev, Laker fans have nightmares from 2011.
Oh, I know they do.
JJ Barea.
I know.
He was like, he turned to
Andrew Bynum still. Vertical.
verticality.
Dude, Ish Smith was that for us.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Leandro Barbosa. Then
Ish Smith
we
played
had Sergio Rodriguez in Portland. For better, for worse, Nate Robinson
Yeah.
in New York. You didn't know what you were going to get, but it was going to be exciting.
But when he was going, how fun was it?
oh,
Because people
dude,
loved it.
it was crazy. You could have Kobe in there. If Nate came in there and got buckets, the place was erupting. It was unbelievable.
This is another one. Have you guys talked about it? Because obviously I was navigating a lot of things. The turnovers yet?
We haven't gotten the turnovers.
Have you
yet.
talked about the turnovers? No. OKC is probably, is it 74, 73? Obviously we got
70.
seconds. So 1
Yeah,
point
we're a
game.
little delay.
They probably feel pretty good at where they are right now. They've got 6 more turnovers than Indiana. And India's capitalized 13 for 17 Pacer points.
That was a big story, right, Allie? In the
turnovers
first
for
2 games was
Huge
Indiana
story.
lack of turnovers.
Even Breen was talking about when was the last time you really heard someone say that
OKC has more turnovers
than their
for
opponent.
Sure. I think that's that youth that we talked about too.
So I was asking Devin this question about in moments when things get tight, or for example, when Indy went on a bit of the run right there before halftime, if there is this youth component that shows more so because of with OKC in moments like that, and if that matters, because obviously they've responded.
Here's what I think. I think older guys who have been here, who haven't achieved it, go, these opportunities don't come by very often. Younger teams go, like Ant, that's all right, I'll be here next year. Mm-hmm. So like the imperativeness and the sense of urgency in older dudes who have been there are like, hey, calm the F down. We're going to get through this. We've already seen it. Here's how to adjust. Where a younger guy goes, we have another game. Or like, we'll just it's just not the same verbiage.
You said it right. Young in my career, made the finals my second year, 2006.
You're like, I'll be back.
Oh, we're gonna be here every year. This is what we do. Haven't sniffed it since.
Right.
And those opportunities just don't come that often. And as a young player, especially when you're winning so much early in your career, you think like, oh, it's easy to get back here, and that's just not the case.
Case in point, Cleveland. There's no way a young team comes back from 3-1.
No,
that was a vet team. Even though Ty Lue was a young coach.
Yeah, but
still been around forever as a player
psychotic when it comes to. Man, he had stuff so dialed. I was like, it changed how I see basketball.
Rich always said he was as dialed as any coach he'd ever seen in that.
He changed how I see basketball. Wow. Because he would tell us, hey, when this guy goes in, you go in. That's your matchup. Not like, hey, at 6-minute mark or this. He was playing my personnel versus your personnel, and I trust you that you can win this matchup. Or we're going to run these plays. Like we played Toronto. Rich, I know, has told the story. We're at one play for 11 minutes. We got every single action off that one play because Braun went to the second unit, and we were like, because Kyrie was there, we were all standing. Braun was like, no, we'll switch. Kyrie, you stay in the first unit. I'll come in the second unit. And it was like Deli, myself, Shump, Richard, Braun. And we were running some play, and every single action was working. And T. Lue was like, okay, keep it going.
Why change it? Yeah.
Why change it? And
until they stop it, right?
Until they stop it. And then also, it's just like, the empowerment of a coach. So Rick Kyle's been here, so he knows how important it is to play the game with more chess pieces than your other team.
Jenga.
You guys want a fun fact about Rick Carlisle?
He looks like Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey.
That's pretty good.
His real name is James. But that's all right. My bad. In Living Color days.
Rick Carlisle is the oldest NBA Finals coach ever.
What?
Wait, no. How old is he?
How old is he?
60.
I was thinking
Hey,
Phil.
Don't say
Mary.
69.
Phil did no.
How old is Rick
64.
Carlisle?
64.
What?
What was Phil in
I
the
used to think 65. I used to think you guys were really simple.
65.
I just gave a great fun fact. It's like, how old? What? Who? When? Where?
Al, you're going to come with it. You got to have the
all
number.
of you. 65.
Hold on.
I would not have guessed that.
Wait, Pop wasn't 60s when he went to finals at 14?
He may have been in his 60s, but maybe not 65.
I mean, you're talking 11 years ago. What's Pop now? Yeah, I mean, that's right.
You know what's also crazy? And they say older coaches may not relate to the younger.
Yeah.
But it's all about like empowering your players to be the best version of themselves and just establishing a standard and allowing them to live inside that standard that is like good for everybody.
I would say with Rick, obviously his time with the Mavs, obviously didn't get along great with Luka, didn't get along great with Porzingis. I think he made a fundamental change when he went to Indiana and started to do that a little bit more. Because early in Rick's career, I'm talking about control freak. He wanted to call all the plays.
Yeah.
He wanted to do all the things. And
that's why Rondo struggled with him, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we went to Indiana, he was like, look, I'm on my last leg of coaching. I probably need to adjust how I'm doing, especially with this new generation.
Right.
And obviously when you got a point guard like Haliburton, he makes it a lot easier to just hand the reins over to.
Would you agree on this? And there are certain coaches that do well with a superstar in superstar studded teams versus there's a coach that likes to establish his authority but doesn't need to be an authoritarian. So like Rick Carlisle's respect, here's what I'm saying. Rick Carlisle doesn't have superstars on his team that he has to bend his rules for. He can have a dialect with Tyrese Haliburton, who is starring in his role with him. So there's equal respect of like, I've never been this without you, where Jason Kidd or Rondo have gone, I've done this without you. Like, you're just here to sub me in and out, right? Do you feel like he's a better coach with this style team than a star? Could you put him on the Clippers? Could you put him on
no,
Philly?
He doesn't fit everywhere. He doesn't fit everywhere. And I think with Rick, understanding, one, you got to get along with your star players. I think he struggled with that with Luka. Obviously, made the fundamental change with Tyrese. But also just kind of the realization of this is a different generation. I mean, Rick was a real, like, he likes to play mind games with certain people, like just to get a reaction out of you, do a lot of that kind of stuff. He kind of let that stuff go and just realized, like, he's great X's and O's. Probably one of the best I've ever had. Personal relationships is where he kind of struggles. And I feel like with this generation, where we are at the NBA, the personal sometimes is a lot more important than the X's and the O's.
For sure.
And you got a guy who's damn near genius with the X and O's and gives you a little bit more in that personal, you're seeing great things from him.
But they don't, what's crazy is for that, they don't really, they talk about all the right things, but they never say it's because of Rick.
Right.
Which is interesting. You never hear them go, like they go, dude, Rick is great and he does this, or they fight for him, don't get technicals and stuff like that.
Right.
But it seems like, you know, like the cool uncle kind of thing. It's funny where like other players like Jalen Brunson is like, Tom Thibodeau's my guy, like this.
If it was other coaches, sometimes like the made ones, they get all the credit.
All the credit.
It's like Phil comes to LA, Lakers take out Phil.
Yeah.
Right? Rick just kind of
does his thing.
Yeah.
And he just like is now that he's done less is getting so much more love because people are like, wait a second, how did you? Because when Indiana didn't do any moves after last year, I go, that's ballsy. Right?
Everyone
Everything
thought
in the
that.
NBA is so ballsy. Like,
what you think about
what are you going to
And then when the Eastern Conference Finals last year, I think everyone forgets that too. You're right there.
Right there.
You guys ready for some legit breakdown?
Yep.
This is why I love our crew. Right now, I'm being told, Pop in 2014 Finals, Game 1, 65 years, 4 months, 8 days. Rick in 2025 Finals, Game 1, 65 years, 7 months. It's writing as we speak. 9 days, essentially. That's how close it was.
See, dude, I'm smart.
3 months.
Yeah, you know that reference.
Guess who is checking into the chat?
Mo.
What you got for us, Mo? What you got for us?
Mo coming off that MVP
Put some
performance.
lotion on the ankles.
Mo.
We're gonna get you all in the chat, so continue to stay active. I see all of you. Great breakdowns from the guys so far. Diothoma, though, has said, question of the day, did Rich fix the AC? You guys are more comfortable.
Well, we just
garage
opened some windows.
Yeah,
We just live on the beach right now.
Garage door open has been a
Natural.
game changer.
Yeah, oh yeah. I'm still in the hoodie. If your boy is not listening, we're good. It's at least 60 in here. Dude, it's his Benedict Mathurin has been very good today.
Actually, people were just talking about that. Wanted your thoughts on that.
And in this system,
16 on
can he do
6
that?
of 7 guys.
But you just
off the bench right
talked
now.
about it. You said they didn't make any moves. Well, partly because he was hurt last year.
Yeah.
Right.
So that knowing that he's coming back from injury, they're adding a whole different component.
They allow him to play that way too, right?
Right.
Like the way he plays in that first half. I don't know if he's
He
able
is
to do that.
very feast or famine. But when he's feasting,
Let him go.
that's a whole yes,
Yes.
absolutely. But that's why he comes off the bench for this team because they're like, you know
100%.
what? Here you go. Like for JC, Jordan Clarkson, you go, here you go. I don't know what's about to happen. It's going to be really good or really bad.
When
And if
JC
it's really
cooking, though,
good,
you let him
if he
go.
cooking, let him cook.
Well, we were talking about the frustration. Devin was saying, playing in regimented styles, like he'd be cooking, but he knew he was coming out at the 5-6 minute mark in the second quarter, whether he was on fire or not. He's out.
Right.
He's coming in. I like that coaches that late. Hey, this guy's going. Let's let him go. Or
For sure.
Ty Lue saying, Channing, you're going in as soon as this guy's going.
Yeah,
And then-
for me as a shooter, if I'm cooking, there's a time and a place to take me out, right? Like if my matchup goes out, give me 1 or 2 shots versus this new matchup, and then take me out, and then put me back when that guy gets back in. I'm ready to barbecue chicken that matchup. But like, I get why people do that because you don't want somebody to burn out in the first half and like be
Interesting,
exhausted. Like a guy who's a role player, I'm getting maybe 12 shots a game. Maybe. This is back in 2010.
You getting 12 shots as a role player?
I mean, listen, your boy has a
Well,
ratchet. And I'm
with
7 foot.
with Steve, you were.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And they were like chanting. Alvin Gentry was the best because I came from Nate McMillan.
And he wanted 130 a game from the team, right? Like Alvin wanted
Alvin
points.
wanted points, right? And Alvin was like chanting, even if you sort of think you're going to make it, shoot it because it's not a turnover. They hated turnovers. They go, if you shoot it, especially from a 3, that gives everyone time to get back and get set on defense. If you have a turnover, that's just so unnatural for us. It's whatever. But yeah, they were like, Jamie won't take you out unless you turn down the shot.
Obviously, this game has been the closest, I feel like. All 3 games have been to this point, right?
Oh, yeah.
Where do you think, who needs this one more?
Indiana.
Oh.
They would guarantee
Dude,
2-2 going back.
Thomas.
Guarantee 2-2 going back.
Indiana,
Allie.
because they have it, because they've kept it
This
close?
style. This style is their
Or-
style, I think. Just
They want their style.
their pace, their game
to win, yeah.
at home. You get this, you're up 2-1. One more at home before going back to OKC. You're
You're going to put
guaranteed
as much
2-2.
pressure on OKC as you possibly can.
When you go steal a game 1, and you come in game 2, and you're like, oh, we're down 15, we're a couple minutes ago. Come on, we're good. That you a different beast.
Different. Yeah.
Because most teams, especially teams that come back, they weren't playing desperate. They're playing extremely confident with a game plan. Like most teams would have kept their players in and said, you know what, we're going to work back this 15. They said, you know what, we stole one. Get on this bus.
We
Go
good.
ask your needs. We're good. We're going to win this at home. That type of confidence and like belief is so hard to beat. I think OKC needs this. Needs this.
Yes.
Right? If you think about it like that, OKC doesn't, because now Benedict Matherin's feeling good. Obi Toppin's feeling good. You have Tyrese Haliburton being solid. If he hadn't made that would have been crazy.
How good is Caruso, though, right there? He fights over screens so that you don't have to do the switch. Then right there, he boxes out, gets the rebound. That's what I love about Caruso, man.
He's so fundamentally sound on both ends, and things are important to him. Where to guys more athletic or more, not necessarily skilled, but like more talented, they go, oh, okay, I'll get the next time. Alex doesn't have that switch to go,
Alex.
yeah.
I've never heard someone call him Alex. I just heard Caruso.
Oh, yeah.
Alex.
I call him by his government. I'm like, Alex.
By the way, we got the 2 big lineup going on right now, too.
But he's also
For OKC.
he impacts the game without scoring.
Dude, it's crazy. That middle cut,
Right.
these kids don't get that middle cut. When you cut like that and people are standing, like you get somebody to turn their head and that ball goes by, it is glorious for shooters. And then you're going to get you an extra 2 to 4 points just by cutting. If you're the middle guy on the weak side, cut or slash right after the screen and roll.
Because you could get stuck just standing around for a long time, right?
And that's bad for the feet, bad for energy.
Chris Porter wants to know, Chet dominated the first half, and yet the coaching staff doesn't go back to him. Doesn't make sense to me.
You can't win with Chet getting the ball like that. No offense, he won his matchup early. You want to go to him, but you got to get Shea Gilgeous going. You got to get your main guys going. Chet ain't going to give you 40. He's not going to score like that.
Oh, Tyrese from deep. Short.
At least he shot it. I don't even care. Just shoot it. Good things will happen. Uh-oh, Legos. That boy love Legos.
I want to get your guys' take on something that's interesting because it feels like, I don't want to jinx anything, but we're tied right now, approaching the 4th quarter. And there was a lot of conversation about Mike Breen and the pressure to use the double bang, the bang.
Because he didn't use it in game 1, right?
Because
Correct.
he didn't use it in game 1 because he says it wasn't a 3. He uses that for threes. Do you think in viral moments or moments like that, broadcasters should change their go-tos? Should change their style?
I feel like he's been doing it for so long. He's earned the right to call his significant moment the way that he sees it.
Absolutely.
I feel like he's iconic in that moment.
Is there a moment though where like being authentic, like being in the moment could maybe no.
you're not getting a dude that says, "Let's get ready to rumble" just for any old fight. You know what I'm
But
saying?
when it's a big one,
when it's a big one, you know he's coming. Somebody wrote the check, and when he says, "In this corner, let's get ready to rumble," you get the. But he can't do that for every fight. He can't do that for. He can't do. I don't want to.
I mean, I was surprised he didn't use it at that point, but I get why he didn't.
I didn't realize that it was only for threes until he came out and said that.
Also, I've been on both ends of the bang. Yeah. Being on the good end of the bang, pause, is great. It's
Pause.
Dude, it is the best when you replay it. You're like, yes, finally.
You know what this finals did need though was a good game.
It
needed a great wire to wire.
I say going down to the wire. I know one person they should not let touch the ball. Haliburton.
No.
If it comes
Last
down to
5 minutes, anybody else?
Yeah.
There's Chet and one.
Chetster. See, but you can't give him these type of opportunities to get going. I just think Chet is so good at being opportunistic. He doesn't just stay in the corner, even though he's a solid shooter. Again, cutting. Good cut. Great cut. I mean.
There's a Pacer fan in the chat, Sean, saying, "I wish we could get Westbrook for the vet minimum so he stops putting up triple doubles on us. He loves whooping us."
Who?
Westbrook.
Russell.
Russ.
The
I
Pacers.
like your team right now. I like your team.
You like the Pacers right now?
Yeah. I like the team right now. Okay, so mind you, look, they're missing 2 of their backup bigs. Like they still have more guys on the bench that we haven't even dang near heard of that came in and helped them win. One dude's ankle damn near fell off the bone. The other dude hurt his knee. It was disgusting.
Yeah. This was an OKC quarter, though.
I saw a shoe.
Low scoring.
We all know whatever
one shot
Channing
attempt.
says is Channing.
Oh, for sure.
It fell off the bone.
That thing fell off the bone like a turkey leg on there for 24 hours. Right though, he on the bench. He chilling. You got him in the boot.
You got him in the boot.
Do you remember? Okay, this is neither here nor there, but do you remember when we were there when Gordon Hayward's foot came off the bone, and everyone goes,
Was that opening night?
Yeah. And everyone goes, "Hey, your shoe! Oh my God, it's attached!" And people screamed and ran away.
And you were because you were right there as they brought him off because they had to come out our tunnel.
Channing, what I remember about that watching
sitting
TV,
right
the
there in the tunnel.
sound.
Oh, dude, that was not a cool sound.
The sound was no extra possessions for Indiana in that third. It didn't seem like all 1 gone.
I'm happy, but I'm also like, but now you can't double team Tyrese though.
No.
At the end of games, these other dudes have got enough shots where everyone is comfortable shooting. You've been cooking. There's a lot of passion going on.
But one thing we haven't seen in this game that we saw in game 2 was the big OKC run.
Yep.
18-2, 19-2, 22. We haven't seen that yet.
No, 8-0 timeout.
Yeah, we haven't seen that
6-0 timeout.
Mo NYC, why is Haliburton so hateable? He has a breakdown of your outfit. We'll get to that later.
Jesus.
Yo, he's been thinking about Mo for 2
Why
days.
is Haliburton? Yes, I got to.
Mo, I literally got dressed, Mo.
I mean,
I got to put something on that Mo would approve of.
Yeah. Mo, he changed outfits 3 times before he came down.
I changed shirts twice, Mo. Make sure my socks was on point.
They're not. The one thing you
The
commented
boy
on.
got the anklets.
Okay, do you want it since we're in commercial
Might
going
as
into the
well.
fourth
Might
quarter?
as well.
We need a whole segment on Devin's fits. Let's go back up here. Okay, this is how he starts. Mo from NYC. Okay, first of all, I got to start with Devin as always. Vans have to be worn with ankle socks. If you're going to wear
They
tapered
are ankle
pants, not
socks.
low cut socks, there's a difference.
Mo, I don't know what to do with you, Mo.
What else? What else did he say? Who else did he roast?
Mo, I came from an 8th grade graduation. Am I okay? I think I'm next.
Oh, we've got the drug dealer coming from 8th grade graduation. So you got these 2 that you can pick on. Right now, he's really focused on why Haliburton is so hateable.
Okay, tell me why.
He said, "Love you, Devin." He said, "Like I genuinely dislike him." LOL.
Is but Mo's a Knicks
I mean,
fan. Mo's a Knicks fan. Does it come from that? You know, when you start to play teams and you're in a series,
Oh, that's why.
you learn to hate
He
guys,
don't like
for
none
sure.
of the light-skinned brothers. Trey Young, Tyrese Haliburton, Jason Tatum. He don't like none of the light-skinned mafia. Okay, who else? Giannis, when he's not in Greece, he kind of light-skinned in Milwaukee. You know, ain't no sun out there. Who else? Paolo Banchero. He don't like him either. Brandon Ingram.
Can you tell him not to hate on the Midwest? 3 months out of the year.
3 months out of the year, we got sun.
You're from Wisconsin. That's southern Canada. So stop it.
Southern Canada.
Yeah, it's Wisconsin. It's not really America.
Dev, you want to take a lap? Come back in. You let me know. We'll get back
I
at
don't
you.
even know what to say to that. But we did beat the hell out of Arizona this year, though.
In football?
In basketball.
I don't remember.
Yeah, look that up. Yeah, look that up. Look that up.
You know, it's one of them losses. Like, you know, we used to go play like Washington State. And it's like, hey man, what are we doing after this?
Yeah,
Go
we're up in
play-
Pullman.
Yeah, we're in Pullman. Oh, we're up in Moscow, Washington at the Best Western, going to Walmart.
Oh, this is fun. This is the shout out. Speaking of Mike Breen, what is equally as iconic from Joe Tate, the bottom, during Braun's second stint with the Cavs?
What's his name?
Joe Tate, legendary voice.
Oh,
Yeah, the bottom.
wait, what was the question?
Just talking about
I
the
really
bottom.
did
Fred McLeod, R.I.P. Also had some awesome
not. The
calls.
dude
is what
from
he's referring to.
Charlotte.
Eric Collins.
He makes me laugh a lot
He makes you laugh.
because that NBA TV, we get all those feeds,
Yeah.
and it's like every other game, and who knows what happens. He's
And
like,
he's-
oh my God. You know, it's just like
It's unmatched energy.
how much 5 Hour Energies. This dude must be shooting those back like fireballs in a golf tournament.
All right, what are you looking for here down the stretch in the fourth? From either side. Let's start with Indy.
Who are you talking to, me or?
I'm talking to
Kevin?
you. The guy that thinks that Wisconsin is southern Canada.
They got to get early buckets here.
I need, give me 3 to 4 good minutes.
was.
Yes.
They needed that. Had to have that.
From, and I said this,
Matherin.
I was about to say it before he did it. Give me 3 to 4 good minutes from Benedict. Then give me like an extra before the 6-minute mark. Give me 2 or 3 scores, like not the same player. So like Siakam.
Give me an
or
Obi
Nembhard.
follow-up dunk. or
Correct. I just
yeah.
need everyone to feel good. And then Tyrese comes in because no Tyrese minutes here. Tyrese going to come in and then he's going to go to work. And then for OKC, there's no Chet right now. So who are you going with? I need Jalen Williams to get this up to 6 or 8. Give yourself a little cushion. Get it up to 6 or 8 and then go from there. Like, got to make good pass.
Oh, you got to shoot.
No,
that.
my God. We
Okay.
I made that. I was
Okay.
about to cuss him out. I was about to
Russo?
say, you turned down that solid shot for a driving
That's not what he do, though.
Irvin hook.
That's not what Caruso
that's
does.
the right shot.
Allie, how
The
many
player
turnovers?
Just made a better play.
For
OKC
OKC,
this half, I don't think.
they've got 14 right now for 17 Indy points.
Yeah, they haven't been turning them over like they were in the first half.
Let me ask you a Tyrese question.
Yep.
Obviously, right now he's got 19, 8, and
Oh,
5.
man,
tough.
we living.
If Isaiah's doing that.
We living.
With what?
Left bank.
Yeah.
Well,
Running
he's a
hook.
left-hander.
But,
I know, but still, that ain't,
but
that
kinda-
ain't you.
Switched it over.
That ain't you.
That's true.
When
Okay.
it comes to him, is it his own self or is it adjustments defensively? Like, what is he locking in on? What is he able to overcome that you're seeing this from him in game 3? And how much just for a player like that do they put that kind of pressure on themselves?
What are we talking about?
Tyrese
Haliburton.
Haliburton.
Just the difference of
that's-
what you're seeing from him right now.
There's Matherin again.
Told you.
Yeah.
I know we talked about it at the start, obviously, but the scoring.
I think with any good point guard that can score, there's always going to be that struggle,
The balance.
the balance of when to score and when to set your teammates up. And I don't think
Is it what OKC's doing to
part
him,
of it.
or is
I
it
mean,
himself?
obviously he's seeing Lou Dort the majority of the time, right?
Yeah.
So adjusting to what coverages you see, where your shots are going to come from, but most importantly, which his job is to make sure his guys are scoring the way they need to. So it's as a point guard, and I came in as a scorer, knowing like, okay, I know at some point I'm going to still get to 20, but I got to figure out how to make sure if my main guys need to average 25, how do I get them to 25, and when do I pick those spots of when to score and when to pass?
I think Tyrese has to understand that he is allowed to shoot good shots and sometimes a okay shot. So he wants to get the best shot every time. Sometimes the best shot for the team is whenever the F you think you're semi-open. You're not going to get this open ever. This open, shoot the crap out of that. That's better for us as a team than you waiting, passing open a good shot to try and get better shots.
Yeah, he's got the most field goal attempts on the team right now, 13. He's 8 for 13,
Yep.
3 for 6 from 3, and he's got the 8 assists, 5 rebounds. So he is
Just visibly different.
visibly different.
But 13
But he didn't wait till the fourth quarter. He had 12 in the first half.
Siakam's got 11, 6 of 11.
I just think
17.
They're so.
Matherin 22.
That's crazy. But are you going to go to Matherin? Now, here's the problem. Are you going to go to
Allie's got something
Matherin?
funny over there.
What Mo again?
Yeah.
What'd he
does Mo
say?
want?
Why does Chris have an ashtray on his mic? Is he gonna bust down a Cuban or Newport?
He called me Chris too.
He called you Chris.
He called by government.
He and my wife are the only ones.
No, I will call you Chris sometimes.
Sometimes.
Never.
No, I'm
Geeter.com.
yeah. ChanningFrye.com.
Again, if you're in the chat, Richard will be joining us post game, fresh off of this one.
But real quick, Mo, we're trying to hold this thing down because Channing came, so I don't have the mic stand because
Oh, is that what's going on over here?
Yes.
when you're fourth in line to eat, you gotta.
More porch, please, sir.
Man, Chris Porter is not happy about the officiating.
What?
He's been talking about it since we logged on.
What is he saying?
He wanted you guys, please ask the crew what is a foul and what's not a foul because these refs don't know what to call and what not to call.
Well, you're gonna let him play physical, right?
Part of
NBA
playoff
finals,
basketball.
yeah.
And I think it's determining the flow of the game is a big part of it. But I think the hardest thing, especially with NBA players, because we're so crafty, we got a lot of foul merchants out there. So determining.
Ooh, you want to get in that water?
No, I'm not saying. I'm just
by
saying
the
we
way-
got guys that seek fouls, not necessarily. I mean, it's a skill.
Yeah.
It's a
skill,
skill that
yeah.
that I played with,
You've said it.
and it's something that you have to deal with. So learning is marginal contact versus what is actual contact. I mean, the refs have a hard job. I'm not.
20 free throws each team.
Yeah.
I would say this. Grabbing and holding is part of basketball. Once you're impeding somebody's like real progress, if you do a move and somebody's there and they are sliding their feet trying to play defense, your hands are just naturally going to be
Going to
on
touch.
somebody, right? Now, if the dude beats you and you remove him from his advantage,
gotta be.
that's a foul.
Absolutely.
But if you're just hitting me with these left and right crossovers and I lock in like this and I just happen to hit your arm, man, we in the NBA Finals, brother.
What
Work
ab-
on your skills in the summer.
What about what Ant was doing to LeBron, like coming down the court nonstop? Like,
Love it.
you love that. Okay.
Because
Because it's not impeding the player.
LeBron allowed him to do that. So I'm going to let aggression happen to a point where somebody's either going to get hurt, but if I see a player not responding back to that, if I'm a referee, I think, okay,
Playoffs, let it go.
why should I penalize the aggressor for taking up that space or mentally punishing you? I'm not. I just don't think that's fair. So I've done all the work. I've been physical. I've been in the weight room. And now I'm going to give the smaller guy an advantage when he's.
Well, let
this
me
is now
question
his-
this. So, like, let's say I'm hitting you with, crossovers, and as I go into the shot, just because your hand is there and you hit me on the way up, is that not a foul?
Oh, that's a foul.
Okay.
That's different.
Great
That's
play
different.
right there.
But we're talking about I'm at the top of the key, left, right. We're doing all this. Okay, stop it.
How many
Stop.
times
The
did you
ne-
ever do that as a player?
Me?
all the time.
Oh God, all the
I
time.
made a living off of it. Made
Really?
a lot of money off that. Made a lot of money.
The
Off
same
it.
It would have been like
antics?
Channing.
The
stop
same
it.
exact antics
I-
as Channing.
I learned the
Throwing
most.
your tongue around.
I learned the most about drawing fouls from Kevin Martin and having to guard Kevin Martin.
God, he was the worst. But
And
the
I was
best.
like, this is what he's getting away with. I have to learn this. And when I learned this and I started going to the free throw line 8, 9, 10 times a game, scoring average went up to 25.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Just
finagled the whole league.
hey, I made it all-star.
Do you did?
I made it
Hey,
all
listen,
time.
look, brother. Hey, I'm not gonna hate on none of it, man. I wish. Could you imagine me doing that every time I shot a three? Channing, no one's near you.
I remember my first big game in
Needed
New
that, Allie.
Jersey. We played. Allen Iverson made his debut in Detroit, and I remember I had 38 that game. I remember watching SportsCenter, and they showed 0 highlights. And I remember they were like, "Why'd you show this guy had 38 points?" Like, yeah, he had 22 free throws. Nobody want to watch that.
Devin Harris. Oh my goodness.
Beat it up.
Got to finish.
Gotta finish that.
Having said that, I am ahead of you guys.
Oh no.
It's a tie game.
Dude, TJ.
Hopefully, I'm not spoiling the chat because I don't know where you guys are at either.
That's a hell of a sequence right there.
What did I say? But how many different people are now scoring right before the 6-minute mark?
Yep.
Right? You put them in.
What's the biggest adjustment you guys have seen in the series so far? Coaching adjustment?
They're watching film. And so now guys know each other. Now guys know each other's cadences. Like, what else do you have in your bag? Are you physically tough enough? Like, okay, you can't foul there. That's a bad foul.
Was that a foul?
No, I don't think so. I would say no. I have not seen the
replay?
The replay.
Right here.
Foul. Right there.
Oh.
Foul right there.
It.
Right
That's
there.
a foul.
Yeah.
Dang it.
But that's all. Like the one thing about when you stretch that ball out, knowing Luka is great at it. Like, and you just put it out there, knowing that somebody's gonna take a whack at it. Pause. But just like it's just a smart play. Just to put the ball out there, knowing that somebody's gonna reach in.
But dude, it just looks so tempting. You're like, oh man, I could get a good play.
Right.
But he does this, and then you go, oh crap, no, that's and he yeah. Stronger than I look. But dude, I mean, Shea is like watching him, I don't know why more people like us who are media go, if you're a bigger guard, that's how you play basketball. Like, that's how you play basketball. The midi is elite. He's developing his range, gets to the paint. He's a team leader. He's not a cone on defense. He's a good dude. He does both. Wow. Who was that? Did he go to Arizona?
Who hit that?
Who do you think?
Chris Porter says someone needs to know when TJ is on the court. The man literally has how many steals from OKC inbounding? Shaking my head. He's got 5 steals alone.
See, that's crazy.
Is TJ McConnell Day asking, is TJ McConnell Pat Bev 2.0?
What?
I know they're slightly different, he said. Probably from the pest.
Here's the truth. Pat Bev is great in his own right.
Yep.
I'm not nowhere comparing TJ McConnell to Pat Bev. Like, TJ McConnell, for 10 straight years has been like, isn't that over and back?
That's what I thought.
If he makes this, Lord have mercy. Okay. TJ McConnell, to me, is a way better assist guy, tempo guy, and offensive player than Pat. But I think Pat is a energy and prodder, and for teams that aren't necessarily aggressive, he's going to naturally make you aggressive because the minute he comes in the game, he's going to make something happen with somebody. He's going to pick somebody and start talking that mess and make you aggressive.
For those of you that are in the chat, because a couple of you have said it, every time Channing or Devin or Chris make you say pause, take a shot. You're welcome.
Pause. Legos.
Thank you.
He said, come on, man.
Mo is giving his description of you in the kindest way. He thought you were a slim big man when you played.
I was.
Give it to him. Give it to him. Mo from NYC.
You're a winemaker now and everything.
What do you mean?
Tell him it's called living. It's called living.
What's the purpose of being 42-year-old dad of 4?
You earned that
can't
shit.
Get some LBs.
You earned that
I'll
shit.
be in the Peloton, dog. I get 100 miles a week. What are we talking about? Check me out, man.
He just said, "Oh, I'm going to be toast."
I'm messing with you. I won't say anything. Listen, brother. All that working out is for the birds. You just can't see the muscles underneath you. I want a prison body, like straight, beefy with no cuts.
Okay, Haliburton back in.
Dude, what is that? 6 minutes? Yep.
6:48.
Don't shoot that.
Here comes Tyrese.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got the shot.
Good.
Wow. Oh, I knew it. Told you. Gosh, guys.
4 for 7 from 3 for Tyrese.
That's
9
a
for
problem.
14.
Here's the problem with that. One, now he don't have to. Now
Reggie.
you got to go over these screens.
Wait, Sean, did we get it? Did we get a bang? Or are you putting it in the chat? That's the hardest thing about this.
No.
Not hearing it.
Is not being able to
We
hear him.
can't hear.
I know.
Dude, 6 minutes. This is not a bang. It's too early. This is, you still at dessert.
Pause.
You're not getting a bang. You're not even at late dinner drinks yet. You know?
Chris Porter, he goes right every time for a jumper. Oh my God. Shade him.
Who?
He just went left.
No, he
Hey,
just
he
went.
just went left.
He just went left.
Come on, Chris.
He got it. Went left to the top of the key.
He has to do a left step back to square his shoulder up, which happens with a lot of right-handed players. And that ball be going all the way outside his ear, like he's raising his hand to answer a question.
Oh,
But it
sorry.
goes in.
New Bear episodes, June 25th. Okay.
That is the whitest thing I heard all day today. Does that show good?
It's good.
Okay, I'm about to check it out.
Being a food guy that you are too, you know, food, wine.
Yeah.
Here's a fun
It's a
fun
stressful show.
topic.
It's a stressful show. Right?
Question. The Haliburton family
Yeah.
that wants all the smoke. Okay. I don't know if you guys saw Tyrese's girlfriend in the building for game 1 in OKC, talking some trash to Thunder fans, like really into it after he hit that game winner. Rightfully so, respect. And then obviously we know the story about his dad. So my question to you is the Haliburton crew becoming the most entertaining family in the NBA?
No.
Okay. Is it a good thing when players' families, in the respectful way, I think we can all agree that there was a line crossed, like we all know, possibly from his father with the Giannis situation, right? To a degree. Do you
Okay.
not agree?
No, I agree.
Okay. Is it fun when families get into?
No.
No,
No.
we're not a fan.
Do people like Jackson or not Jackson Mahomes? Do you like the Mahomes family? Like, no, they hate them. Like, when you're good, just be good. Get a box, celebrate in your box, and be chill. Don't be in the crowd because somebody's going to do something to you, and then you're going to be woe is me. Like, the Oklahoma City fans, these other fans, taunting them is a lot. Cheer for your boyfriend, husband, girlfriend, whatever it is. But
What
in
is
today's
that line?
age,
Let's also talk about how sports competitive. Put yourself in that situation. You would need to be at home.
no, I'll be in a box. I know
You would be
myself.
in a box. Yeah.
I'll be in a
You'd
box.
be- yep, you'd be
Oh,
in a
I'm
box.
talking.
Yeah.
But like, I'm talking like I would talk normally regardless. And even if my son or daughter are playing WNBA, NBA, if they're playing bad, I'm roasting the team with them. Trash. Get them up out of there. They don't want to play today. Like, that's just how I am, right? But I just think at a certain point, you're taking away from that moment, right? And now in today's age with so many phones and things going on, just get a box if you can. Or if you can, cheer, clap, be professional. If everyone's got to be professional, please just be professional. Because if something happens to you, then it's well, these fans are awful. You've been taunting them for 3 games and your husband is cooking them. You don't think that you're going to get a
You're
beer
gonna get
thrown on you or somebody's going to get drunk and say something to you, hurt your feelings. Then you're going to go on Twitter talking about, no, don't talk to me like that.
And when your pops, God love him, but you come on the court when the series ends, it goes to Giannis.
First of all,
Now you're
what
in
would
the-
have happened if Giannis would have clubber langed him? Boop!
I mean, that is a
What would
volatile moment. I mean, you lose, your season's over. That's risky business.
I got to give a shout out to Giannis for keeping his cool, though.
Oh yeah.
Giannis in his mind goes, I bet you he was doing the calculations. 1 + 1 + 1, how many zeros to thump him in his face? And like, I just think obviously that was taken care of, but
I also couldn't imagine. I just think it would be so hard. Just at this stage, the finals, everything that comes with, right? Having to keep your cool.
yep.
Oh, turnover.
Wow.
That's what we didn't see in the third. You're talking in like the motions and everything that go into it.
Yeah, just the emotions of it.
Sure, I
As a
get it.
family member, yeah, having to control it all, being excited, the roller coaster, up and down,
But you're also giving
When
the
it's your
team,
people.
your other team more
ammunition.
ammunition.
There
and
is
fire.
something about a
What are you
distraction. I
doing,
agree.
Legos?
You know they're calling, right?
What? That was so obvious.
Can't extend.
Look at this.
And you don't need to.
Is this preseason? Bink.
Oh.
Dude,
Mo.
that's a foul.
Because of the left.
Just stand
because of the
still.
left hip and leg going out. a
Yeah,
little
but
bit?
just stand still. Man, Indiana, gosh. I've watched a lot of basketball, and I feel like I know a lot of basketball. I don't know what the hell is about to happen.
Tough
And
shot.
this dude, come on. What did I tell you about Jalen Williams, though? I did say that.
when he's that guy.
Sean, the Indy fan, as you screamed Lego, says Miles does that once every game.
Oh,
Actually,
for
that's his second one of the game.
Get him,
If
Devin.
they're-
Good
If you're
screen.
keeping-
But, hey, he made the shot. They have to go over
Apparently,
now.
the believer said RJ didn't think it was a foul.
Great screen, and then now you get a good roll, An easy bucket.
Tyrese Haliburton makes a three. They go, uh-oh, we have to go over top now.
Mm-hmm.
When you set a good screen and they go over top and you roll correctly,
Oh, great
Chetster, dog.
But you like the aggressiveness by Chet, right? We took
Ish. Sometimes, you know, listen.
We need to remember to ask Rich about that foul because he apparently is disagreeing and everyone's telling us in the chat.
What, the screen?
Yeah.
When you watch that live from our angle, he definitely looked like he pushed it out a little bit.
Watch this going. Nope. Oh,
That's
Shea,
big.
where are you at? Shea seems,
What do you? Yeah.
he doesn't seem as spry today.
You gotta
Is
think
it
about
him?
Every time he drives, bro, he's got to go through 2, 3, and 4 cats. Like,
Guess
That's
what?
what I'm wondering. Is that the
Heavy is the
adjustment?
crown the king wears.
it is
Right?
but
Is that
like,
what they say?
yeah,
Heavy is
but
the
you
crown.
can't expect it to be perfect.
Is that the adjustment though you're seeing?
Yeah,
Heavier?
They're going at him defensively.
well, you got to tire him out somehow. You can't let him have all the energy for offense.
Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
when they just showed that replay of Shea, he looked gaslit. He the way he closed out and just kind of kept going. And
He
stopped.
just did the extra
That's not
effort.
him. Exactly.
But look at this.
Ooh.
But here's what happens that I don't appreciate from OKC.
That's a big shot.
They can't run. Absolutely not. We live in. Listen, they don't run an action for nothing. They say, here, Shea, go win this for us.
Wait for it.
Was that a top end rebound? 'Cause that was a big rebound.
No.
But
Oh, my God. It gives me flashbacks from Blake Griffin doing that twice.
We
Oh,
talked about
God.
a follow up dunk. They need that from
We
him.
did.
Come on now.
You act like we do this for a living. But like, look at this. There's no real play. Look at this. What are we doing here?
Who do you guys need to see step up for OKC? You got Williams with 24, you got Chet with 20, you got Shea with 22.
Oh, what a block.
They're
Top
being
end.
outscored, you guys, 47-16 on the bench.
Yeah, the bench has been everything for this Pacers team, man. We saw it the first half.
Also, their offense at the end of games is doo-doo. It's just straight turd farts.
No.
But like, okay, so even those rebounds, you know, when you're tired and the ball comes, you're like, oh.
Can I ask you guys something? Because the whole talk throughout the whole playoffs, and rightfully so, because of how they were in the regular
Look at this.
season, has been
He's gassed. He had to shoot this over 6 different people.
the defense of OKC. Do we need to give a little credit to the Indiana D?
What?
tonight?
Yes.
Right? All we talk about.
Always. I think we always have to include Indiana cannot play their pace of game without playing great defense.
Yep.
And it makes it worse that they get stops and get out and run.
Look at that.
Dude,
Then he had the block.
he,
Oh, and one.
but wow.
The
Believing in
believer
him is
wants
great.
to know, does Indy actually have a shot to win this series if they win tonight?
What? Yeah, I thought they always had a shot.
1,000%.
Did you?
They-
You were the one. You were the one. Your hot take was you thought they could steal too.
Oh, they're going to steal too. And I don't even know if they're stealing two. This is like
They stole the first one.
they're doing what they've been doing.
No, but it's
I mean-
still it's
Okay,
still
They
a
can
steal.
win this. They can
I
win.
just wanted to argue. I just
They
wanted to
were
argue.
down 15 in the fourth quarter. They stole it.
15, 5,
Yeah,
2. It,
it
don't
doesn't
matter.
matter.
Negative 10.
Was that their 5th game they stole throughout the whole playoffs?
It
too?
is,
They've
which is
been-
crazy.
It is.
I just think, again, this is like a lot of people want to see turnover in players, and Obi Toppin wasn't shooting this well last year, wasn't as confident. And I thought this year, like really in the playoffs, after watching him a couple times, I've been like, Doug, you've been in the lab, like really working on starring in your role. And and agree. Ask me. How am I gonna say this? Tell me if you agree with me on this. There we go. Tyrese Haliburton is the greatest role player in our game right now.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
Who is?
Derek White, Drew Holiday.
Okay. But why I said that is the Pacers can win a game with Tyrese Haliburton scoring 4 points, 12 points. He's not like a
But let me ask you this, and to flip it on the side. Yes, they can win a game with him not necessarily scoring.
right.
Take it back to Boston, those two guys. But when Brown and Tatum aren't playing well,
Right.
they step up and give you 30
Right.
or
right,
give
right,
you 25.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's
Yeah,
for the
that's
other
the
side of
difference.
it. You know what I mean?
Right. All right. Okay. I'll give you that.
For
We
you,
have
is Siakam the 1A or the 1B on this team?
That's a great question. 1B. I think Siakam again stars in his role
Yeah.
and
They
is
got
a
two
matchup
one
But
Bs.
still,
problem.
Tyrese is.
they
because the ball's
both
in
have
his
one.
hands.
They both have 1Bs. They're
Okay.
both 1Bs.
That's
Yeah, but
interesting.
as an emotional leader, Tyrese controls. He's the feeder, and Siakam's the matchup problem. Wow, that's great defense, dude. And he still makes it. He's so freaking good. I mean, that's just great defense. What happened? Oh,
Delay game.
Look at him. He's tired.
What's SGA?
He should be.
I know, but look at the offense. It's like give it to him, and then he just got to go to work. Where the Indiana Pacers are moving, still cutting. Like, watch. There's not. OKC runs a screen and roll for their best player and says go. Here, they're getting some type of action. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right?
Going
Look at this.
going left.
5.
And 1.
Oh, what are you talking about, dude? 5 passes versus, watch this. Screen and roll. I bet
What
you
is
there's
the
less than 3
balance
passes.
as a
here.
team? There's an observation in the chat from Day saying OKC always abandons the play style that gets them wins.
They're young.
What's the balance though of sticking with what got you there versus having to adjust on the fly to what's happening throughout the course of a finals
Ooh,
game?
cookies.
Alex Caruso.
Oh, that's a flagrant.
Ooh, he hit it with the moral combat. Get over here.
Yeah. Hey, real talk. Whenever you get here, you always got to lay down for a second
Oh, yeah.
to make sure that refs look. Oh man, this hurt. Like you got to.
Haliburton 2 rebounds away from a triple double.
The believer said Hallie is 1B until the last 2 minutes, then he levels up.
For sure, but that's his role. They trust him, right? Also,
Did he get his head? Nope.
no.
Great
That's
foul.
like, ooh, whapped him.
But
in the
he
day.
has a player airborne.
Pause.
Got him in the front.
Take a shot. Speaking of, can I get a high noon? Thanks.
Oh, yeah, please.
Times
2 of those.
2.
3 of
Grapefruit,
those.
please.
Has to be grapefruit.
It has to be grapefruit. That's
Allie,
got to be a
what was the
flagrant.
question? Oh, what? Okay,
The balance of
abandoning?
sticking with what got you to this point versus game to game or throughout a game on the fly having to adjust to what's being adjusted on you.
The end of these games?
Yeah.
That's not how OKC plays.
And why are they doing this? Because of Indy or
They're
they're
tight.
not trusting? Tired? Oh, tight.
Things are tight.
Rich talked a lot about
Things
that.
are tight.
Remember at the
No,
end of
they
game
have
1.
no pass shots. They go, give it to Jalen
Shout out
Williams.
Deandra.
And give it to Jalen Williams and Shea. Oh yeah, and Shea, and they tried to run a play out of bounds or out of the timeout. What happened? Everyone be tight. They're not used to. What happened? Do you want this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
No.
Devin wants
It's
grapefruit.
fine.
The difference, Shannon,
I would share my
was they were up
grapefruit.
the whole time. You're not as tight.
You're not as tight
You're not
because
as
now
tight.
you're just holding a lead.
Yeah.
They don't know. Like, I just don't think their others, this is the only knock I have in OKC, their others have struggled at the end of games to execute and make decisions. So they give it to their main guy and they say, here, win us the game for us. And
Pause.
that doesn't work.
Real pause. Are we looking? Is this a? They're
They're
looking
looking at to see if it's a flagrant
Man, that's a flagrant one. Stop
Yes,
it.
it
That's
has
not
to
even a.
because he's airborne. It's a.
Annie, look. Ooh.
He's
Annie.
going for the ball.
He's
Kidding.
still.
Balls?
I'm kidding.
Or
I'm
balls?
kidding. Wow, both of
Pause.
you. Love you. Pause.
Yeah, well, people gonna be drunk listening to this. No, I just think also that's a good foul.
It's a
That's
good,
a good
maybe
playoff
that's
foul.
Yeah, that's a good
foul.
hack. That one felt good because you know Caruso probably elbowed you, and you've been waiting to just
Get back.
ooh.
Get back.
Sometimes you just gotta death kill.
What are they going to give here? What are they going to?
Dude, this is the same thing that the Indiana Pacers do a great job of making you tired, where you don't want to move bodies, you don't want to move the ball. They did this to the Knicks, where Jalen Brunson was going one-on-one. They just double team you. You don't want to pass, and then that's how they beat them. Now the games they win against OKC.
Mo from NYC. Stop saying pause. I'm getting tipsy. Pause.
Uh-oh.
Anyone tell us what they're saying?
Yeah, can you all let us know what they're saying?
He don't care. That's worth the money.
It's definitely flagrant. It's got to be flagrant.
How many times did you have to pay for a teammate's fines versus a teammate paying for yours?
Oh, only one time somebody paid for mine. I was a rookie. But Isaiah Thomas was different. He was like, hey, y'all motherfuckers. Zeke's fingers all over here. He was like, if he get in a fight and y'all don't run over there and fight too, I'm finding all y'all motherfuckers and you got to run. And we were like, damn. So like when the
No, they
Denver
didn't call
brawl
it
went
fight.
down.
Clydezilla03 said ref said pause.
What?
Common foul, no flagrant.
That's
I don't know basketball,
I don't
man.
know.
I don't know. I thought that was a good flagrant. That was worth it.
You actually said it was a good playoff foul,
Yeah, for sure. It's a good play.
Didn't hit him in the head.
in
Yeah.
our area.
and he's
In our-
behind him.
Didn't hit him in
Hey.
the head.
So that's how you have to go after the ball.
Who fouled you the hardest?
Marcus Camby.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, UMass.
Hey,
Marcus Camby.
which team hacked you up the most? There was two. There were two notorious
Utah.
teams. And who else? They led the league in
from
fouls,
Jackson
by the way.
City, Utah. From Jackson
Yes,
City.
from Jackson City. Who's the other team?
Oh, Denver, when they had Marcus Camby, Nene, and
Yes.
Kenyon Martin. If
Oh,
Kenyon
that
Martin
team.
didn't get a foul, just know he tearing the skin off your forearm, pause, next time. He goes like this. What? And just blood just everywhere. He goes, that's a foul. I go, okay.
Yeah, Marcus
That's
Camby
OKC
flipped-
ball.
He flipped me in the air.
Is there no foul?
Oh.
It's OKC ball, yeah.
Did they finally put
Big-
real stickers on the court? I know
Yeah.
that was a
I
thing.
mean, that was the thing. Big possession.
I really do think it's funny that they didn't even
Here
put
we go,
that
Chip.
on there the first game.
That made no sense.
Look at this. They set a screening roll. They get an action. I bet you they
Yep.
score here.
Chet.
Oh,
Oh!
how did you get that block, Chetster?
He's going now, going to the rack. Don't bail him out.
Oh my gosh. How do you block somebody 7'12"?
For the third time
A
in this
jumper?
quarter, second quarter in this.
I'm gonna tell you that I played basketball 14 years.
No one ever blocked that jumper.
I got my jumper
was
blocked
that
twice.
was that Miles?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Big Lego?
Tyrese
He's
to the
got
rack.
5.
Oh,
Good
pass.
extra pass.
Smith in the corner. Oh, that was big.
Come on, Abe Lincoln.
That was it, Devin.
Yeah.
No.
Big three coming right here.
That was.
Hold on.
You go up 9 here.
Ooh.
Oh. Get the ball back.
Look
No.
at the
This is
defense,
fun.
I know. Indiana tightened it
though.
up.
Indiana's defense.
How
You
much
look
ahead
at
of you
boxes
are.
and elbows. Help. Look at that.
Look at that.
15 seconds.
That's not good basketball. That's
How
just
was
not
that
good
defense by
basketball.
Siakam?
That's just not good basketball. He trusts his teammate. That's not good defense. That's
called
not
it.
good basketball.
You called it too.
He's gassed.
But you
Timeout,
also said
coach.
their offense at the end of games when they're in these situations, that's your knock.
Dude, and the Pacers know this. And when you're standing there on offense, you don't feel involved. When somebody shoots a crazy shot, you don't even know what shot they're going to shoot. And then Indiana's still running. It's crazy. Wow. Ugh.
Let us know how you feel. Again, if you're joining us, Richard will be joining us post game of this one.
To just watch this with no sound and like, Indiana must be cracking. Remember last time we were in there, we were spanking them like bad kids at the grocery store. But
Unless something crazy happens here down the stretch with 1:09 left, down 8.
it's over. It's over.
The series?
No.
Oh, the game.
This game's over. OKC don't have that
What
Indiana thing.
What are you thinking if you're Shea?
Somebody give me oxygen and IV. I'm exhausted.
Can you sit up and use the microphone?
Somebody give me an IV and oxygen. Like, you can look at the last 4 or 5 defensive plays, the closeout, bad, the extra effort on Siakam. Chop him up. Siakam's not good defensively, like free throws. Chop him up. He's not good at free throws.
He's an 80% free throw shooter.
No, not during the playoffs. I think he's like low 70s. I'm still taking a chance.
The top in offensive rebound, no box out.
No, but like there are little
they've had
things
some
that
things.
he's having to do that he's just not involved in. Like, look at that defense. There's all 5 dudes in the paint. Do you think he screams like that when he completed the Millennium Falcon Legos?
Yes, I think he does. I think he does.
Yes. But like, look at these extra efforts. And I think it's when you're Carlisle and you can play your bench like that long, that matters. 38 to 32 minutes. That's, but again, nobody touched the ball except for one dude. Like OKC's coach is good. He's getting out X's and O's right now.
Let me
Oh,
ask you
coach.
this. Let me ask you this question. Does the quality of coach underestimate it in the playoffs and how important they are and adjustments that they make?
Isn't there a crazy set? There have only been like 3 new coaches ever to win a championship in the last 30 years.
Steve Kerr.
Steve Kerr. T. Lue, and Mike Malone.
He's not a new coach.
It's not a new coach.
No, like a new coach, meaning like he had never won a chip or been on a championship.
First time in a final.
Oh.
First time in a final.
Yeah.
We also
Booty Hoser.
You forgetting Philly's coach.
Nick Nurse?
Yeah.
But I also felt like Bud like lost along the way a lot, right?
Oh, he was
supposed to win.
Man, we were at the games. They were asking for him to get fired.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like 5 or 6. But like
Yeah.
a lot of those guys are one-offs. But like it doesn't happen that often. What I think happens is coaches want to go, well, let me give it to my best player and go. With Rick Carlisle.
Mo
these guys-
NYC saying Missoula Nurse.
Oh, wow.
Missoula. Yeah.
Must be. I wasn't reading a bad stat. Did I? You're right.
Do you guys think this will go 7?
Please, Lord, no.
Because you'll be back in OKC.
I mean, listen, if Pacers are up 2-1,
This is the first.
chance to go.
This is
go
the
7.
first time of the series there will be 1 day in between games.
That's a problem for OKC.
I don't think so. They're young.
Have you ever been in Indiana during the playoffs? It's
Yeah.
disgusting.
St. Mo's? St.
Hey, now.
Elmo's?
How much shrimp cocktail are you gonna eat, big
It's the
dog?
sauce.
Only so much. You go there once, you're like, all right, tight, good. I seen
That's
it.
it.
Like the Grand Canyon. All right, cool. Here we go. Like
That's great.
yeah, it's great.
I mean,
Also-
this has been an impressive win.
What do
For
you do?
Indy.
OKC, what do you do with adjustments?
This is impressive.
Don't turn the ball over. Stop getting tired at the end of games.
Stop getting tired at the end of games.
And that's what you
Thank
gotta
you.
ask.
Make your free throws.
Oh. All
How
these
about
little
how about
things.
you mentioned the turnovers?
Yep.
That's the biggest difference.
OKC only
19
23s.
points for
10 to
21
20.
Indy points. 21
again,
points
Alex,
came
say
off
again.
turnovers.
Yeah, that's everything.
They're even points in the paint.
The fact that Indiana turned it over 25 times in game 1 and won is
That's
still
what,
crazy.
but they were plus 21 from deep.
Yep. And tonight they are
Plus 3.
Yeah.
Minus 3.
-3 only. Yeah.
And now, hey,
Oh,
your
that's a
best
steal.
gotta win you a game.
Oh.
Your best 2 players got to win you a game, and your coach got to win you a game.
Well,
Coach,
and they
I thought
need 3
coaching
more
won
wins.
game 1.
Bench
your
game
best-
3.
Bench game 3. So now we're gonna need a Siakam game or a
Hallie-
Rick Carlisle
well,
game.
we got a big Hallie game tonight, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
A Siakam. You need a coaching game or a big Siakam game.
This Matherin performance though was.
I didn't see that coming.
But you talked about other guys hitting shot. Naismith hits a big shot. Toppin gets that shot.
Right.
TJ gets the steal.
Miles Turner. Right. I'm
That's
just.
4 guys right there.
And then Haliburton hits a 3, and so they're so reliant on their offense, which allows the ball to find energy. So if you have a good matchup, it's going to find you. Where, and here's what I think the problem with OKC is: they go, "Well, our guy is better than your guy." Indiana goes, "Well, we have 6 guys." It's like the gorilla versus 100 dudes. It's like, you may take out a couple of us, but we're going to start gouging eyes and ripping toes off. and
Channing
stuff.
Devin 29-20 Thunder in the third, and now it's 30-17 here in the fourth.
Dude, they're
The
exhausted.
thing that's also going to be interesting, we talked about this. They had only lost back-to-back games twice during the regular season, never in the postseason, right? Obviously, OKC hung on to that, winning game 2. But after dropping a game in the playoffs, their average margin of victory in the next game has been by 20 and a half. They had
What are
one
they,
game where
7 and
they
2
won
after
by
a
2 and
loss?
another by 5, but it's been by about 21 points after a loss.
And this is 8.
It'll be interesting to see how they respond.
Obi Toppin is one of the most underspoken about athletes in our league. The fact that he does East Base
In game.
in game
In
like it's
game?
nothing. Like people usually do a cool dunk or like a windmill maybe. He's going through the leg in games 5 times, 6 times a year. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I,
That place is going to be upside down Friday night.
Oh, yeah.
what? Oh,
Oh,
Indy,
Another
and he's
missed free
gonna
throw.
be raging.
Dude,
Friday
the-
night.
Another missed free throw.
they're exhausted.
that building is so fun.
It is
In
fun.
the
It's even better
postseason?
to shut them up. Remember, we were down 22.
Come on now.
Barbecue chicken alert. Straight cooked him. I think I think we made like 26 threes that game. It was Corver, me, Swish, Braun. We were just belt.
Darren Williams.
How about
That's a lot
when
of
Channing,
shooters.
Oh, yeah,
Channing
it was there.
Hey, that's a lot of
game
shooters.
3, Channing
much
hit the
shooters.
game-winning 3 and had no idea. True story.
Oh, I was locked in because Nate
True story.
McMillan was their coach.
Nate.
And Nate and I, when I was younger, my fault also as a player, but his fault for not seeing the vision. He wanted me to be LaMarcus, and I wanted to be Robert Horry. He wouldn't play me like that. And then ever since I played him in Phoenix the next year. Was talking crap.
You knew.
Get that butt up out of here. Played him in Indiana. Take that, mother effer.
This was an Indiana game, Allie.
Yeah, it was.
Pace, everything.
Mm.
Defense, all of it.
Man, think about. I mean,
He did it tonight.
think about the audacity. Please, to sit your guys the last couple minutes of game 2, going. I know we're going to be better game 3 at home. Just drink the rest of that.
If I would have told you at the beginning of the season that the Indiana Pacers would have been up 2-1 on the Oklahoma City Thunder in the NBA Finals, what would you have told me?
Did somebody on Boston get hurt?
Oh,
That's what I would have said.
For the entire season, everyone was talking about Boston.
For sure.
That is so
Well,
actually fair. That
I
is
think we all
so
thought
fair.
because they've done it before that, because you win, you come back that next time. You
And
know
at
how
full
to flip
strength,
it
no
when
one's-
you're gonna
Yep.
full strength.
Boston is so good. And I didn't think anybody would adjust that quickly to them shooting 53s. But the problem is everybody adjusted so quick to that. They were like, oh, we'll let them live.
What's amazing is everyone thought the Cavs would be the only ones that could maybe.
Yeah.
But then it's a New York.
They get
that
hurt.
New York run was magical.
Injuries
And
are
everyone overlooked
important.
Indiana, man. Were they underdogs in every series? Someone said,
Yeah.
even
Yeah,
Milwaukee, they were.
Yeah.
Mo from NYC said, "Stop it, Channing. Don't disrespect the Knicks." Now I'm upset with Channing
Why?
because he's a Knicks guy.
I know, but the Knicks weren't ever better than the Cavs all year long. These are facts. The Cavs got hurt. Boston got hurt. Like a lot of teams got hurt, except for the Knicks, and they just got flat out beat. So I'm sorry. I'm a Knicks fan too, but you guys have big holes. You had 2 guys who could not play defense together on the court, and Indiana took turns.
Including a coaching vacancy. That's a big hole right now that needs to be filled.
Come on, man. What are we doing?
That is.
Mark Jackson, sign him up.
Ooh.
Were you shocked by that one?
Tips?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Saw that coming after the loss.
Mark
Yeah, of course.
Jackson.
Of course. I wouldn't be mad at it. I don't know why he wasn't a coach before, but why not? I think he understands the gravity of being a New York coach. I think the people would deal with it.
Got to
I think he
understand
has
that city,
respect.
right? And
Right? But what is his style? Can he get guys to buy in defensively?
because as Dev said, Jay Kidd's not getting that interview.
No.
It happened today. They
Yeah.
asked permission,
And they said no.
They denied it. Yeah,
Man, they were like, wait.
Kid, Ime,
and
Finch?
Chris Finch were the 3 that they asked for permission.
Coach
Didn't
for
you guys
Atlanta.
think-
Coach for Atlanta?
Oh, Quinn
Oh,
Snyder
Quinn.
was another.
Didn't
Yep.
you guys think they had someone already in hand when they fired
you
Tibbs?
would- you
I
would
don't know
think
why
so.
I did, but I thought when you fired Tibbs,
Oh,
you had-
Ime.
Ime.
They basically were like, wait, are you a good coach? Yeah. It's like, dude, my
Seabass
son.
15 wants to know if you're down to coach the Knicks.
Me?
Yeah.
Never. That's a thankless job.
Portland?
There we
Would
go.
you
I go
put
Portland. But Chauncey's
Chauncey?
doing a great
Yeah,
job.
Chauncey's doing a great job.
I would rather coach high school because that way I could tell parents, shut the hell up, you don't know what you're doing. And like kids will actually listen to me and I don't got to deal with money. Right? And I can run plays that
He wants
people.
girls, by the way. It's more fun coaching girls.
Oh, what? Coaching girls is the
100%.
best. Coaching girls is the best. They listen. And they're like, oh, you
Volleyball's the
played in the
same way.
NBA?
Telling
It
you.
has low respect. These boys are like, well, you only average like 12 points. I go, yeah, on a championship team, you little fucker. Get out of here.
For those of you that are in the chat, we're waiting for Richard to join us. Obviously, the Pacers 116-107 took a 2-1 lead in
Kendrick
the
never
NBA
found that room?
Finals.
No.
Kendrick must
Kid
have
never
never
found that room out.
found that room, which has me wondering where Rich is going to go.
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
Rich has a green room.
Yeah. Rich got the real good.
Kendrick can find it, maybe.
Maybe that's what it was.
Or didn't have access to it. Maybe he had all the snacks in the last green
Man,
room.
Big Perk was like, you know what? Chicken fingers or podcast? I'm cool.
How, really quick, while we're waiting for Rich, because there's some comments in here. How much do things have to go right to win an NBA championship?
Honestly, a percentage, 92%.
Does luck play into it?
Did you take that from the New Heights, from the Kelsey brothers, 92 percenters?
No, what is that?
Just kidding.
Oh, I don't watch. Man, I'll be outside, man. I don't be.
Catch me outside.
Uh,
Anyways, keep going.
So 92%. So you would say that last 10% is like
That would be 8%.
No, no, no,
I
no.
got you,
We're rounding up,
Deandra.
Allie.
Yeah, Allie, from 90 to 100, right? So you have health is 50%.
Health's a big deal.
Then you
you're a
have-
numbers girl.
I got
She's a
you,
numbers
Deandra.
girl.
I'm not a numbers guy. So
To admit, that's funny.
I don't even know. That's a problem.
You
I
said
wanna laugh.
92%. She's crying.
You said 92, and you said the next 10, and we're like, well, that's actually 102%. So
Oh,
it's
well,
really
you know what I mean.
I was rounding up for
Right,
you.
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
Thank you. Just round up. Nobody care about that real too. So 90. Fuck
Yeah,
y'all. So 50% is health. Health matters. The 30%, okay, is what have you worked on all season, and can you put guys that are 9, 10, 11? Were you a math elite?
No, she's been on point with math.
Oh,
all
boy,
night.
yeah. I have a math disability. It's an epidemic in America, and I am fully diagnosed with that. Made me a good shooter, not good at numbers.
That's because you went to Arizona. Ayo.
How much is like, and then playing fucking good?
Playing good,
Right,
but
it's like-
you've conditioned your players to buy into what they're
Yeah.
going to do. Because if I know I have a chance, even though I'm 10, 11, 12, I'm not going to come in there with a bad attitude. Like, I'm going to say, man, my chance might come, right? And so that attitude, 15 through 1, makes practice fun, makes it competitive, but it's not like number 15 ain't trying to take number 1's position. He understands the hierarchy of things. And when your number 1 guy is a pass first guy, right? Are you still laughing at that?
Yes.
Is a like a true leader, everyone feels empowered.
Yeah.
And that's rare.
Is it a great feeling, or was it a feeling when you wanted of like, there are no bad matchups for us going into this playoffs? Or were there matchups that you were
I mean,
not fired up on?
me personally?
Yeah, just the team.
Oh, Golden State, man, damn.
Yeah, for sure. But
Don't
on
they put Andre Iguodala? He's a point guard. Every
you-
time I got in, they would put him on. I said, fuck, I can't play. I said, fuck you, Steve Kerr. And Steve's like,
You
I'm not
listed-
going to let you
You
play.
listed all the things that need to go right. Someone tallied it up to 133.3%.
Listen, you give me 100, I'm going to give you 133.
Yo, man, I
Oh
was
my
trying to have a real
God.
conversation with you, but the
I know.
minute you
You
said
know what? People
92%,
are
this
just
thing
killing
got,
me
this
in
shit
math.
got crazy.
He tried to think, like, say it so smooth, too.
Too many high noons. You know what? I don't want this anymore. I'd give up.
Oh, by the way, someone said that Braun was negotiating Steve Nash's contract with the Knicks. It's a joke.
Because of the pod.
Yeah,
You think he wants to coach in New York again?
we say that
Hell
because
no.
of Braun.
Like, what do you do with that? Because you got to keep Cat. You got to keep Brunson.
You have to keep Cat?
Kinda.
Why?
What are you getting back for him?
Still a hell of a player. You got a
Yeah,
lot
but
back.
I know, but like you as an ownership, you're gonna say, "Oh, give me Cat right now for somebody."
I mean, the Knicks are interested in Kevin Durant.
They're one of the main players in it, right?
It's a good name, actually.
They're one of the top, Sham said, right?
Are you trying? But then the Suns aren't trying to win a chip.
They didn't make the playoffs. You're not going to make the playoffs to go straight to the chip. They're retooling.
Only one team did do that.
Just saying, but like,
But in the West, they're not doing it.
yeah.
San Antonio did that one year.
I know, but the Suns?
No, they're not doing that.
No.
They're not. What happens with
That
Bradley
ship's
Beal?
Chris
That gotta be
Porter.
weird. It's
They
like,
had- hey,
see, it's like
They had that window. It was a quick window, but that Milwaukee series,
Yeah.
that was their shot.
Oh, that was their shot.
They had a real shot.
And the minute that they started back, I forgot somebody got hurt or
Chris
something.
Paul.
Not only that, but somebody else got hurt, and they changed up a big guy,
Yeah.
and they changed up their defense to where DeAndre Ayton started playing Giannis back, and you can't play backwards against Giannis and give him a running start.
Barbecue chicken.
Barbecue chicken alert.
Couple of things. People are wondering if that was a hospital band or a
So-
club band
Appreciate that.
as you're taking it off.
Yeah, obviously knows I'm a dealer. Yeah, no, I was at 8th grade graduation for my youngest daughter, Luca, and yet needed a little
Congrats.
2 high school kids now.
Ugh.
Yeah, congrats to Luca.
Girls, too. You know you're in trouble.
Oh yeah.
Deb knows.
Get ready.
Yale's, was that the best finals game since Cavs Warriors?
What? No.
What game? This one?
Uh-huh.
No.
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 A great game. Best game of the series for sure. Great game.
Chris Porter, you asked how many turnovers OKC had? 19 for 21 Pacer points.
That's a lot. You're not even supposed to have 12.
That's a lot for
You
OKC.
talking about math again.
There we go. Yeah, 19 turnovers. You're only supposed to have 12 turnovers.
So that's too many. How many?
Start
too
talking
many?
about that Pacer
7.
D, Dev. Everyone talks about OKC historically.
OKC has good defense when you have one-on-one guys, but when you're moving and shaking and like they're getting hit, the Indiana Pacers screen really, really well.
So Haliburton got a lot of criticism the first couple games. Do we now?
No, he should have. He was playing like.
But I'm saying, was this the game that he needed to have right here?
No. He need to have a big. This was a solid start.
Almost
I
triple-double?
think he'll have a bigger game.
4 threes?
22, 11, and 9.
You don't think he could have a 30-point game?
I don't think he needs to.
If he does, then they're winning.
This was a good game, though, right?
Great
This
game.
is a damn good game for him.
There's no lumbar support here. Still.
That's fine.
The no lumbar support be killing your boy, man. Listen,
Alan-
my abs are tight.
Alan Ya in the chat said, couldn't hear the broadcast over how bald Richard was.
Wow.
And then Mo said that RJ has the most beautiful bald head after Mr. Clean.
Wow.
I think those are compliments.
You probably should have waited till he was on to tell him that.
No.
Mo, you giving RJ compliments, and he hates the Knicks more than anybody.
Dang.
But as
RJ
far as bald heads go, I put him in. He might be on Rushmore.
Oh, Stan wants to know. Channing and crew, do you believe in case of OKC that you have to go through losing in the finals before getting there to win experience?
That's a great question.
Hallie gave 92%. He's still got 102% game in him.
Hey, it's just that a little bit extra.
Or does losing last year count because they were the number 1 team in the West? You know what I'm saying? Like, I know they weren't the finals.
This is not very popular opinion. I just think they need to make a change roster-wise. I think the youngness is there. I think they need one more piece that can, like, tell them, like, let's move the ball. Like, we can get it back to you. And maybe that's Chet growing up or getting more skills, but like everyone just stands and you can't win like that, just standing. Like you're not gonna out big a team like Indiana. And look at Siakam's defense at the end of the game. Like when you can play a guy like Siakam at the end of the game and he locks up your MVP for one possession, right? That's huge because that's what you feel confidence in playing your best 5 versus you're taking somebody out for offense defense.
To me, it seems crazy that you're still getting asked, and everyone gets asked every day, can the Pacers still win the series? They're up 2-1. They can win the series. They're up 2-1. I'm not saying they will,
Geeter,
but they can win the series.
we were up 2-0. Lost 4 in a row.
Game 3 still haunts.
Still to this
But I'm just saying Pacers got to start giving them credit.
Yeah, I also think the Pacers, again, death by 1,000 cuts. They're just like, you're like, ow. And then by the end of it, you're like, oh, don't touch me. Okay, we're like, well, at least, Tyrese isn't playing. Oh, crap, Tyrese is. Well, at least Miles Turner isn't. What the heck? Siakam didn't ever. What? How did he? Like, it just, then TJ McConnell. Like, it's never like one guy gets 40.
3 big blocks by Miles in that fourth quarter.
Huge.
alone.
Obi Toppin had huge. And
Huge
that's the
block and dunk
problem.
Back-to-back sequence.
How do you make them play one-on-one? How do you make them play hero ball? They just don't do it.
But that's not Rick's system.
Right. That's the point.
That's not
Because if
Rick's
it's one person, you can go, well, we either need to stop this guy or let everyone else shoot and not let him shoot, or let them shoot and not let him shoot. They just don't.
Let me throw some out there for y'all. Comparison between Rick's last championship team, Mavs in 2011, how they played,
Right.
compared to this Indiana team. Depth, multiple scores, ball movement, a lot
Pass
of
first
simulators.
guard.
Yeah, a lot of simulators that we see, right? Obviously, Miami was a lot more talented, but played one-on-one basketball,
Very much so.
right?
They had a shooter who wasn't, or Braun wasn't a good 3-point shooter. Like Shea's not a great 3-point shooter. Big midi guy. Ooh. It's actually a very good point. He does do better with a true pass first point guard that doesn't care about points. And a versatile 4-man that kind of like is a problem, is a matchup problem on switches. So you can't switch your guards to Pascal Siakam. You can't put bigs on Pascal Siakam. So then you got to go over screens because Tyrese Haliburton's a willing shooter. Then if you rotate, you have Nembhard, Nesmith, willing shooters. And then if you want to change a pace guy, you bring in McConnell, Obi Toppin. Then you play Siakam at the 5, and now you go TJ McConnell, Nesmith, Shepard, Matherin.
Those are great
and
non-Tyrese minutes too.
Great Tyrese. It's a whole different.
minutes.
It's a whole different style of basketball.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Well, give credit to Kevin Pritchard for putting that team together and believing and getting them to believe. That like when you put it like that, that's actually very, very insightful.
It's like I do this for a living.
Yeah. Scout for the Harlem Globetrotters. Allie, what else you got for us?
I want to know. Thought we were getting a notice from Richard.
Yeah.
Like the
God, they got some
quiet
good performances, man.
The
Yeah, they got
quietest.
some performances tonight. Did we give as much? I mean, Pacers.
The quietest
pace and
from
how
him,
hard
but
they
the
play.
loudest from.
You said what?
It's the Pacers and how hard they play. Like all those guys, all 7-8 guys are. We were talking about the championship shape the other day that JJ was kind of talking about. But you watch the Pacers play, like you mentioned it. You saw it early. They were gassed tonight. OKC Pacers were not getting that fourth quarter was another level.
Dude, when you can put your best player in with 6 minutes to go and you got like the momentum's already going and he goes, let's be real. He went in, made 1 3, and after that, he just
Wrap.
It was wild. Everyone else was already cooking.
Would be great if Indy wins this chip. A pass-first brand of basketball winning is necessary.
I mean, it is the land of the Hoosiers.
Hickory.
Just saying.
Norman Dale would be.
He
happy.
is a true point guard, though.
He really
Tyrese.
is.
We don't say that very often. I think there's maybe 2 in the
Yeah.
league.
Like
3.
set up your offense, run it type of.
Set it your
Point
offense,
guard.
run it type guy.
Give me the 3.
One is going to be controversial, but I think he's one of the better guards, point guards in the league when he wants to. So Tyrese, LaMelo, and James Harden. I think you look at Zubac and you look at James Harden running that offense. When he's not asked to score, he's getting 10, 11, 12 assists a
Get
night.
double-digit assists.
Oh, well, sometimes. Depends on his mood, but Trae Young.
I'm not rolling.
You're not rolling with Trae Young as a point guard?
Nah.
Because of the culture of their team, or why not?
I think
You think he's an assist merchant?
I was just gonna say, like,
Okay.
a true point guard doesn't care if it's a hockey assist,
Okay,
as long as you get the right shot.
Okay.
I think a lot of guys like to hold on to it so they get the assist, as opposed to getting the right shot. Not to say
Okay.
that he's not a good point guard, but I feel like sometimes he holds on to it a little bit too long just to make sure that he gets the assist, as opposed to getting the right shot.
Okay. I can see that at times.
Right?
I can see that. Trying to think of somebody else.
I was going to say while you're thinking. If not, I'm going to get your guys' thoughts on what you're going to be looking for in game 4. And if Rich doesn't, he must be running into the same Kendrick Perkins issues. We will close this thing up. I also have a key for you from Mo. The white high socks from Channing with jeans.
Dog, you know I got to keep my ankles. They're a little ashy, Mo. You know what? Now I'm going to deep dive your tweets.
Oh, look out, Mo.
Mo, your shit better be on lock. We
On
we
lock.
coming for you.
You better lock
Game
your
4,
shit
we do
up
it.
now.
Mo, what's your
coming for you.
Instagram? I started looking at some shit
It's
right
it. It's over for you, Mo.
All right, so one thing you're going to be looking for game 4. OKC, Indy, either side.
Can OKC get back to not playing one-on-one? What their bench is going to look like? We got big games from Caruso, Wiggins in game 2.
Oh, yeah.
Nothing really from the bench in game 3. And with Indiana, can you continue to impact the game at your pace? We saw it in the second quarter. We saw it in the fourth quarter. Turnovers, but getting back to not having to play against that OKC set defense. get out in transition. If they can play at that pace, Pacers go up 3-1. I can't see OKC coming back.
Coming back from that.
Yeah.
Where'd my camera go? Where? Y'all hear me? Y'all
Yeah, Rich.
Y'all handsome people.
Hi, buddy.
We hear you, but we don't have your camera.
I'll be back in 2 seconds. I love you guys.
The voice of God. Your thoughts, Channing?
I think it's all about pace. I think when you look in Siakam, it's TJ, it's all these guys, right? Matherin, they have the opportunity to score that amount of points based on pace. When you're OKC, you're gonna have to say, we're gonna have to limit how much impact everyone has. If you're getting 12 shots, you're getting 13, you're getting 15, you're getting 12. That's a lot of shots. I don't know how many that is, but
We know that.
yeah, maybe it might
Don't
be
try. Don't
48,
try.
46. Keep track. But it makes it, each shot means a little bit more. You don't get your rhythm as much. If you're used to getting 12, you only get 4 or 5. So for me, if OKC can slow it down and make them play more methodical basketball, I think they have a chance to win. But if the Pacers can run, it's going to be over.
So
You guys want another tight game like this. Oh, hi, Rich.
You guys can hear me. I don't know what's wrong with my camera. Everything was set up, but you know what? I'm here. I love you guys, and I'm going to talk to you guys from here because I don't want you guys to be sitting there waiting. What did you guys think? I want to hear your guys' thoughts first.
No. We've been talking for the last 3 hours waiting on you. So we're actually curious about what you thought and why you thought that Miles Turner foul in the third quarter was not a foul.
The Miles Turner foul was not
On the screen.
On the moving
Everyone
screen.
said you said you didn't think it was.
on the move. Well, because I've played NBA playoff basketball. That's why. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm not. Devin, how many of those screens did you get hit by?
Plenty.
Okay, how many times was it called a foul?
Rarely.
Okay, so that's the only thing I'm saying. It's like those screens are so elite. Oh, look, the voice of Richard Jefferson. I know you guys missed seeing my face, but no. What that foul, I was a little iffy on that. That was a foul. Now I will say I thought the Nimhart, the Neesmith, I thought that was a flagrant. I thought that was a flagrant.
Yeah, we were
So did
curious
we.
about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we thought so
Yeah.
too live.
Boy, hit him
They
with the
said, well, there was
double
no
arm.
windup.
I actually was the only one of the crew that did not think it was a flagrant. I thought it was a hard playoff.
I mean, I thought it was a great playoff foul, but
Yeah.
I thought they were going to award it a flavor.
Okay, now let's put this in perspective when we talk about referees getting control of the game. If every time a player is hawked down from behind and about to take off and someone does that, they're going to start calling flagrants. You won't see that play 2 or 3 times in a game. Because if a player is now doing that, that's when they're like, hey, we want a player's in the air, you wind up with 2 hands, and then you come down on somewhat of a defenseless player. Now, I'm not saying that I think that is a flagrant. I'm saying that's what they have been calling somewhat consistently. That's all.
Richard, what was the turning point in the fourth quarter that you thought, or we saw? What was your biggest turning point in the fourth quarter from OKC where you saw that lead start to go from like 2 to 4, then to 8 to 12 to whatever they won by?
Well, I think there wasn't one turning point. There wasn't one turning point. I think it was more, I'm going to give our Arizona brothers some love, and TJ McConnell. I think he just had so many big impacts in the first half. Then the second half, they can't see us. That's the problem. I know we had Sedano in here, but the camera's not working.
Hey, George.
Hi, George.
Hey, can we give some love to George Sedano on his first finals? Like it made me feel good.
Seriously.
He's the man. Hey,
Crushing it.
Yes.
RJ, I texted him the other day. I'm proud of him, man. He works his ass off, and he deserves
does.
this.
Thank you,
Pros
guys.
pro.
And it made me feel better because now I'm not the only rookie. I have one more game of experience than somebody, right? So it made it better. But no, I think TJ McConnell's impact, and he was the best player on the floor in the first half, and he had 4 points, 2 steals, and 4 rebounds. And I say that just because of the emotions, the emotional switch. Are you okay over there, Allie?
There's a running joke about me and numbers going on, Allie Richard. That they have been like literally have tears. They were just like chanting, that does not equal 100%. That equals 127%. It's an inside joke.
Continue your TJ McConnell to not disrespect him, and then I'll fill you in.
No. I just think his impact in the game was so big, and it was the inbound steal multiple times. There were just the pressure that he was put, the shot creation. You know, you see guys that come off the bench and give you 10, 12 minutes, 15 minutes, and those minutes are huge.
You know, those moments, we all agree with you. We did talk a lot about TJ McConnell throughout, and Matherin.
Oh yeah,
Matherin,
Obviously.
shout out
Shout out.
Matherin.
Bear down.
When you when Channing pitches to you at 2, 4, 8, 12, there was a moment when I asked Channing, and you could actually pitch in on this because you're an NBA champion. I asked how much has to go right to win an NBA championship. Channing said 92%
Yeah.
is health.
yeah.
Right?
No, he said 92% has to go right.
Oh,
the other
92
10,
yeah,
and
the
everyone
other
kinda
10.
paused. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
well,
when
that,
you said give our Arizona boys some love after Channing's over here 2, 4, 8, 12.
oh,
Oh, I didn't even think about that too.
Allie,
Our
Allie,
chat has loved it.
well, one thing that I want to make sure the chat hears is that there's a stat that like 90% of people make up percentages. And
Yeah.
Channing is
Channing is 90% of them.
Channing is 90%, as was my stat. So no, man, this game was so much fun, and I just felt like the Pacers. This was the game you say you have to win. Game 1 is the one you can steal. The first game, if you're trying to win a championship, that first home game is crucial. And now all of the pressure is on OKC. OKC had a little bit of pressure in game 2, but they're at home. They're comfortable. And we know this. The 2 days in between a final loss is the worst 2 days that you could ever have in your sports career. You are going to sit there, you're going to stew, you're going to watch film, and it's just like OKC is ready to play that next game tomorrow.
What'd you think of the attention Shea was getting and how he responded, and just like what from him here in game 3?
I wish you guys could see my face, because my open was on Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and I said, look, he's off to a historic scoring start. He scored more than MJ, more than AI. He had 8 assists, and I said the Pacers have to make him feel some sort of pressure, some sort of physicality. He's scoring all the points. He's getting other people involved. He's the MVP, and they have made no impact on him. Well, tonight he made an impact. And even on the broadcast, he was sitting down there when he got fouled. He laid on the ground for a few extra seconds. Chet Holmgren laid on the ground for a few extra seconds. So it was, I think there was a cumulative wear down for their team. And this is the second time that we've seen it in 2 fourth quarters. 2 different fourth quarters now in these 3 games. They looked fatigued or run down at the end of the game.
Yeah, we talked about that, Rich. There was that closeout that SGA had in the corner on Tyrese, kind of half-assed it and stopped, and Tyrese ended up getting that rebound. It led to a bucket, and we kind of noticed he was absolutely gassed.
Are you changing?
Me, I'm not. No, I'm not changing. I just tried to join up with my phone to see if y'all could actually see my face. I don't know if Danny, if they have the capability. Can you guys see my face?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we can.
We can see you. The chat can't see you, and the chat wants to see you.
You look great, though.
Rich,
Can you guys?
we talked a lot about Haliburton need to get started earlier and not wait until the fourth quarter. First half, he had 12 points, a lot more aggressive. What'd you think about how he started the game compared to games 1 and 2?
Oh, Devin, you know, that's a softball question. Way to throw up the lob, Dev. I appreciate that. That's what you do.
That's what I do. That's
you're
you
good at
you
what
always
you're
tell me
good.
to pass you the ball.
You do good at what you do. No, and he got a lot of heat, and people were trying to talk about other players in this, but look, he's the head of the snake. If you're a superstar, you get all the credit and all the blame. And tonight, I think he gets all the credit. So, Dev, you as a point guard know this. Sometimes great defenses will not let you get where you want to get. They will not let you get the shots and stuff that you want to get. So what you have to do is kill them with what they are giving you, what they're allowing. That floater he shot in the fourth quarter of game 2, he shot like 2 or 3 of those. There were multiple times where he got in the paint that he was kicking out, that he kept going. When he does that and he's aggressive on the offensive end, it just opens up the passes. It opens up the passing lanes. It makes the defense second guess. He's been pass first, trying to let the game come to him. And I don't think that this team And the way OKC plays is going to allow that. He's got to be aggressive initially. And that's what he did. He had 4 points, or he had 5 points and 4 assists in the first quarter. That means he was on pace for 20 points. That's the aggression. He's got to get 2 buckets every single quarter to open up the assist.
RJ, I feel like throughout the playoffs, throughout the whole season, we talked a little bit about it. We've just been pumping up that OKC defense, and rightfully so. Historically, their numbers are off the charts, but it was Indiana tonight, right, that created all those turnovers. I think it was 19 of them, but just the way they played, they dictated, the way that game was going to go. It's pretty impressive. You forget how good they are defensively as well.
No, you do. They have a top 10 defense, and you need a top 10 defense to win a championship unless you're, one of those Golden State Warrior teams, unless you're one of those teams that just has so much offense. But they're a top 10 defense, and the only issue is we're comparing them to an all-time historic defense in OKC. But tonight, it was about that top 10 defense playing better than the number 1 defense. That's what it was. And those boys, they have so many guys, just like OKC, that just keep that onslaught, that avalanche coming at you.
Rich, if you're OKC, what do you make adjustments next game? Like, what are your adjustments?
You gotta clean up the game. You just gotta clean it up. I don't. You start looking at this, and it's the fourth quarters. Whatever it's the rotations, you got to change. They've struggled in 2 fourth quarters, and that's been the biggest issue that I have seen personally, and I think everyone at home is. Yes, that game 1 was an all-time comeback, all the different things, but in this game, they just wore down in the fourth quarter. Some of that is a pressure from McConnell. I thought Shea played okay, but he didn't play like the MVP we are normally seeing. So I think for them, I think experience is great for them. They got 2 games now that they can study the film, see where they struggled in the fourth quarter, how they want to attack offensively. But outside of the 2-1, today is the first day that we can say OKC has things that they need to figure out. Because you would have looked at and said, game one, there was just a bunch of drama. Geeter, what are you doing? We can see you, bro. What are you doing? What are you giggling about? I'm pointing.
The chat doesn't like the way I'm sitting, but my back is dying. I don't have a mic stand.
Dude,
Aaron
and I both have just
Kate Channing, we're dying over here.
Yeah, the lumbar support is not here.
Yeah. Go get some back. You gotta go get some pillows. Go get Little Rich's and Phoenix's pillow from back there.
Okay, I don't get that.
No. But I'm saying is that this is the first time that you could be like, the OKC Thunder, they got some stuff to figure out. You can't have 2 fourth quarters where you get outplayed. So looking into this, the Pacers had only led by 2 minutes. For 2 minutes in the entire series. So you're like, okay, this is still OKC. Now you look at it and it's like there's 2 fourth quarters in which OKC has dropped the ball.
This is why I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but this is why I'm over here laughing, because I have to follow the chat. And so I'm seeing these things as they're coming in real time. I think you guys are the smartest, most intelligent basketball people ever, just so you know. So everything you're saying sounds so right. But that couch whooping your ass over there is what people are saying. Having said that, Devin and I are living chill over here.
No, by the way,
Nuzzle.
No, by the way,
same couch.
Couch is up 30.
Couch is up 30.
Couch is up
We
30.
got the G Leaguers in right now. My L7 gone.
Rich, before we let you go and we wrap this thing up, obviously to everyone in our chat, we love you. We appreciate you. Make sure to hit like, subscribe. There's also a bell on YouTube that gives you notifications. And as we mentioned at the top of the show, we want to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of this playoffs, which you never know what could happen. It could go faster. It could go,
Yeah.
So that just means hit like or subscribe. Before we let you go though, Rich, do you remember the call that you had in game 2 of the second quarter?
What, when your
In
feet
terms
go
of,
one way?
what'd you say?
When your feet go one way?
No, what was that one though?
No, what was the call? What was the call before I say too much?
Did you sneak in a special tribute?
To Big Bill?
Yeah.
100% damn right I did. I'd say it
Always.
every time. Throw
We
it
don't
down.
want to let that
big
go
fella.
unnoticed.
Throw
What
it
made you want to do
down,
that?
big fella? Big Bill, that's my icon, man. I think everybody in there and the people at home, I've tried to say it how much Bill is meant to me. Bill was texting me from his hospital bed last year during the postseason, just encouraging me, telling me to go be great. And, I've said it before. The fact that the last player to call the finals and win a championship was Big Bill. Me getting to this position and having the blessings to call the NBA Finals, yes, it's hard work, but there is more of an emotional connection to it than it is even just from like I want this for professional success. No, I wanted to be on this call a year after his passing because he meant so much to me, and I just can't speak volumes enough about it.
We love it. Good stuff. Yeah. Well said. Thanks, Rich, for joining. Obviously, we will see you again on Friday, post game from Indy. Indy up 2-1 over the Thunder. And as Day says best, we are 92% of the way to 100K. Subscribe. We got to get to 102%. We love you all. Thanks for tuning in.
There we go.
We need
We need a shirt.
That'll show it for this edition of Road Trippin'.
Bye, Rich.
Bye, Rich.
Bye. Love y'all.
Love you.